All right, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another We Read the Documents subscriber live stream. Thank you for being a subscriber. I'm your host, John Brisson. Today, we're going to discuss Flynn distanced himself, deflecting from being one of the leaders of the QAnon operation. Of course, with Stanley McChrystal, who I believe was higher than him. And he's going to deflect and talk trash about the QAnon operation when we know that he was a major part of it. And so I'm going to discuss that as well, that people think this is new. This is not new because I talked about it in 2021 with my friend Billy Ray Valentine. Okay. So here was an episode from February 7th, 2021. There never was a plan. Michael Flynn and the Grand Q Delusion. Which that's what Flynn said about it. So this isn't the first time that Michael Flynn has distanced himself or deflected any involvement in the QAnon operation, okay, which I believe is a psychological, psychographical, and spiritual operation that is done against the world. Just like I believe on the left side, you have left QAnon, which would be defeat disinfo, and with right QAnon, you'd have more of the Cambridge Analytica types. Okay, which Michael Flynn was a major advisor for Cambridge Analytica. Okay, let us not forget. Okay, so here Flynn is being interviewed by X22 Report, a major Q trusted plan pusher. And let's see what he says.
This stuff, right? We are systematically and intentionally destroying our country by allowing this to continue on. And I can't sit here and go that these people are incompetent and they don't know what they're doing. Oh, no, they're competent, they're smart, and they know exactly what they're doing.
So do you think the military is watching this whole thing play? I mean, are they worried that all these people that are coming in?
What do you think? I mean, so stop,
okay.
Dave, stop.
Okay.
This is where I've had disagreements with things that I've heard you say and many others, because people go, oh, the military. What do you think the military, if you don't understand what the military does in our country, which abides by the Constitution and
yes.
the Constitution.
Does Flynn abide by the Constitution? Has Flynn always abided by the Constitution? Read The Operators by Michael Hastings. Okay, has McChrystal always abided by the Constitution? Has our military always abided by the Constitution? Okay, and yes, there are people within the military who swear an oath to the Constitution. Now we know as Christians we're supposed to swear no oath, but to God. But they do, and so that that they honestly believe that they are living within bounds of the Constitution and are going to defend the Constitution. I understand that. But Flynn is very so-called heated here if this isn't kayfabe in wrestling, right? Kayfabe is like acting. It's like it's part of a script. This isn't part of a script. This is real. Then Flynn's mad at Dave from X22 with X22 saying, well, military is in control. Patriots in control, right, Flynn? And Flynn's like, no. They're not in control.
Our military is run by the people who are duly elected. Okay? So if you want our military to act in a different way, then you need to go to another country, right? And the people that I've heard, talk about this kind of stuff, they're foolish. They're foolish. They're thinking foolishly. This is not what our country is designed to have in terms of our military. Our military follows the orders of those who are elected over them. Okay? That's how we've been able to stay as a nation the way we've been able to stay. So when people go, well, the military, what should the military? Hey, the military should follow legal, moral, and ethical orders that they're given. If you find generals and admirals in the military that say, Mr. President, I can't follow this order anymore, even though it's legal, even though it's maybe ethical, my moral being, I just can't follow. It's like the forced critical race theory training that's being forced all the way down the necks of every single private in the military, or the idea that we're going to continue to have pay for abortions if you join the military, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of stuff. That's a moral dilemma, and a general or an admiral or any officer can say, I'm going to resign my commission and I'm going to throw my stars down on the table and I'm going to walk away because I can't serve in a military that does that. But that's it. If our military starts to act in any other way, we got problems. We then do become a third world nation, like a lot of these banana republics that throw out, presidents and prime ministers and kings every 6 months.
Well, let me just, I understand what you're saying, but if there's an invasion at the border, let's just change it up. Let's say all of a sudden we had China. They were rolling in with tanks on the border. They were rolling in with military. I mean, would the military not react to that in some way, somehow?
Dave, the military will only do what it's ordered to do by duly elected people. That's why the president of the United States is elected by the people in this country, not only as the president of the United States, but the commander in chief. So he's elected.
So Flynn's saying that right now he's going against the QAnon operation script, okay, that Trump's still in control. You have the devolution, Trump's still in control of the military. Trump is in control of the non-corporate or admiralty law America, which this Council for National Policy was obsessed with admiralty law, okay, and not, Biden is control of the corporate United States of America, which is failing, it's folding, it's demolishing, okay, and so patriots in control, military in control, okay, and Flynn's saying no, it depends on who's the president, which technically true. It says Biden is president for all intents and purposes. Okay. He's the commander in chief and the military has to listen to him. Okay. So you have dueling narratives here. Okay. And as I've shown, I did a stream in 2021, early 2021. Flynn has distanced himself and deflected his involvement in the QAnon operation, which was massive, for a very long time. Okay. So this is nothing new. For the people thinking this is new, that Flynn's turning on Q, this is not new. He's been doing this for years, okay? And I think it's to deflect away from his involvement, and I think he still is involved, okay? I think this is for him to be able to wash his hands at it, all right? But I still think he's very much involved. I still think McChrystal is very much involved. I think they're involved in whatever the QAnon operation is, whether it's on people of, right political spectrum beliefs or left political spectrum beliefs, whether it's some sort of Cambridge Analytica 2.0, we really don't know the name of it, or Defeat Disinfo, which was like the left's version, McChrystal's version 2.0, whatever the name of it is. These things are going on for this current election cycle, okay? And so they're still very much involved in this. So Flynn can deflect and say, cast, misdirection and ill will towards a QAnon operation, but you can go back and look at my previous videos where I showed with undeniable proof that Flynn either used the QAnon operation to his advantage to gain followers and to get money, or was a member of the operation, a high echelon member of the operation in and of itself, okay, which I think it's that one way they're led. I think he was an operative instead of being an opportunist, okay. And so, there's a civil war right now, if you go on Twitter, between the QAnon operatives. And it's getting very interesting. I don't know if we are entering into the end times, and it's kind of like, new boss, same as the old boss, like the WHO, where we know in most revolutions that they got to purge some of the people that were kind of with them or not with them, to make this seem like the purge is legit. So maybe eventually they do get rid of and sacrifice General Flynn and he'll be a traitor. I don't know. Okay. But he is a part of this. I have shown this to be true among many others. Okay. Arturo Tafoyski comes to mind. Steven Snyder from the Farm Podcast. There are people who, my friend Billy Ray Valentine from the Infinite French. There are people who have discussed this. I'm not the only one. It's pretty much set in stone. Okay, but this is nothing new. That's the only reason why I'm coming back on here and say this is nothing new. This isn't new. For anybody who thinks this is new, they're wrong. Okay, they do this every so often where they bring it up. They're like, "Oh, Flynn's coming against the QAnon operation." Okay, look, he's denouncing it. He's denying it. Okay, he's been doing it for years. Okay, and I think it's literally for him just to wash his hands. I think later, he may reveal himself as being one of the head of the operators of it if they continue with it. I don't know, but it does play into the Great Awakening. And Flynn's a theosophist. Okay, let's be real here. Okay, unless it's an act, but I think he is. I think he generally is a theosophist. Okay, we know for sure Bannon is. Okay, and so these people thrive on chaos. They thrive on putting out partial truths to conceal the real truth. That's how propaganda works. Okay.
And he's given the judgment by the majority of people in this country, like we've always had, for the most part through our elections. But no, the military does not act on its own. That's a major, major falsehood. And we've got to get people, anybody that tells you, well, the military ought to do something, all these dummies that say, oh, the military's in charge. The military.
He's called him stupid before. He's called anybody who believed in QAnon stupid before. So that's nothing new either. Okay. Go look at me and Billy's streams. Okay. He's done that before.
Only does what it is ordered to do by basically by the president of the United States, the commander in chief. So if there were hordes of tanks, lining up down in the docks of Panama, and they were going to come up from, we're talking China, or if the Russians started to attack across the plains of Europe, which is where we stood for the better part of 40 years, our elected official, primarily the president of the United States, can order forces to go and do something, can order our military to go do something. We don't want our military doing anything on their own, Dave, okay? No. That's not the United States of America.
I actually have another stream. Let's see if I can bring it up right here. Flynn says, well, we don't want the military to go do something on their own. Okay, Flynn. Okay, sure. Yes. But you at one time called for a military junta, which means the military would overthrow Biden. So you yourself called for that too as well. And right here, this is another stream that I did June 1st, 2021. Where you called for a military junta. And I showed that David Knight had covered it, and here this should be, let's see if I can find it. It's me talking about Radix covering it. See if I can find it actually to play it. Jaw just during the 2000s.
Okay, we look at what happened over the weekend. I was talking about General Flynn. Let's take a look at his comments. Because now what he is saying is that he never did agree that what happened in Myanmar could happen here. Everybody seemed to believe that that was what he was saying. As a matter of fact, let you listen for yourself.
I'm a simple Marine. I want to know why what happened in Myanmar.
So to give a little background, okay, it's happening over Memorial Day weekend. You have a veteran who gets up, right, and he served in the military, this elderly veteran, and he gets up and he's asking Flynn, he's like, it's so sad of what's happening to our country, under Biden. And I agree with that, just like it was sad under Trump, just like it was sad under Obama, blah, 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 blah. All right, on and on and on. So he gets up and he's, discussing of, how far our country has fallen under tyranny. It's true. It's something that hasn't changed. And then looking to what happened in Myanmar with the military, assuming control of the government, which they've done before, and the election and redoing the election because they didn't like the results for the election, which is a military junta. So you keep seeing, you've heard people talk about this. You've heard questions being asked to these people in the QAnon operation circles. You keep hearing it. What about Myanmar? You had Praying Medic, him talking about Myanmar too, calling for a Myanmar style military junta. So that's what they're pushing. They're pushing this military junta information. The white hats in the military, which is laughable that there would ever be white hats that would be high ranking in the military. Okay, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Everybody understands the military industrial complex. I don't need to sit here and talk to you about it, but just it's just they're pushing that narrative. The military is going to come save you. Okay, they're going to stop all the tyranny under the Biden administration. They're going to reinstill the rightful president, the rightful God Emperor, the rightful person that people cast their idolatry to, which is Donald John Trump. All right, so that's what's happening here. So they have this veteran because it's God and country, Memorial Day weekend. So they get the veteran, the elderly veteran, who is, tired of seeing the condition and state of his country is in, okay? Have him ask Flynn this question because you can't criticize his intentions because he's an elderly United States veteran. Especially on Memorial Day weekend. You can't say, is this guy a plant? Because he's an elderly veteran. And that's you attacking the military, all right? So that's how they set up this dialectic. Very smart, very smart.
Can't happen here. No reason. I mean, it should happen. No reason.
No reason it should happen here. So let's watch. So again, Flynn talking about a military junta. So again, I caught him in a lie right here.
Can order forces to go and do something, can order our military to go do something. We don't want our military doing anything on their own, Dave, okay?
But you wanted them to overthrow Biden and Patriots in control and institute a military form of government, a military junta. Like Myanmar. Oh, really, Flynn? You're going to act like you never said that. Okay, I got you, bud. All right. So, again, just here to remind you, just here to put a pin up on the chart. Okay. That Flynn deflecting from QAnon, the QAnon operation is nothing new. And Flynn saying he didn't call for a military junta, but did, that's nothing new too. Okay. All right. Just want to remind you about how much of a liar this man is and how deceitful this man is. Okay. Claims to be a Christian, but he's a theosophist. All right. Pray for this man. All right. Pray for him. Because he's wicked. He's wicked to the core. So here I want to cover something that Dr. June Knight covered on her channel, UNIFYD Healing. This is a continuation of me discussing previously the School for Divine Knowledge, which later became UNIFYD or UNIFYD TV under Jason Shirka's channel. Of course, we have a member of the School of Divine Knowledge, good old theosophist David Icke, of course, wearing his royal purple sweater that we know associated with the seventh ray, associated with Saint Germain. Okay, he's believe he's getting the powers of the seventh ray, and Saint Germain when he wears this royal purple, doing a groundbreaking content exclusive for UNIFYD TV known as The Nature of Reality. Okay, so Jason Shirker is a major New Ager. He's pushing major New Age false beliefs, Great Awakening beliefs, combining aliens with New Age thinking. They have good old scalar yoga. We're going to talk about what that is in a minute. As far as the kind of healing that thgoing to push and the medbeds that they're trying to push and everything. And I see Laura from Magical Mystery Church. Shout out to Sister Laura. She's about to upload a video on UNIFYD, and I can't wait to watch it. Please subscribe to Magical Mystery Church if you have not already. Thank you, Laura, for everything you do for God ultimately and for the body of Christ. I had been tracking this for a while. The School of Divine Knowledge, which rebranded itself as UNIFYD. And then when I heard Dr. June Knight discuss this, I definitely had to come in and talk about it myself, in that there is actually one relatively is a few hours away from me in Aberdeen, North Carolina, the Vortex Energy Spa. So I almost wondered of thinking about maybe once they set it up, maybe to go look at it myself. It's really not that far from me. So I think it'd be very interesting to maybe document what the energy enhancement EE system, is. I'm not going to have it done to me. It's straight up witchcraft. But I'm definitely going to. That's interesting, Kim Rose. One time on Elijah's streams with Johnny Enlow, Mike Flynn completely denied all involvement with Q and made Johnny so mad because he based a lot of his prophecy on Q and devolution. Yeah, I could believe that. And so I believe that this energy enhancement system using scalar waves. I believe it's the blending of technology and with magic. They talk about they talk about the E system opening chakras, the E system combining body, mind, spirit, and science for complete self-actualization and the awakening of your consciousness. This is the blending of technology and witchcraft. I call it technomancy, for lack of a better words. So we're going to watch a video real quick about what the E system is.
What if I told you that your body has the ability to heal itself? That you're not actually...
Now, we as Christians know that all healing comes from the Lord, okay? It's not our body doing it of himself, it's God.
Actually helpless and hopeless in this world that tells you you need to depend on everything outside of you to find health within. We're experiencing a paradigm shift around the world.
So you can heal yourself no matter what. Has nothing to do with God, reliance on God, prayer to God, anything like that. You have the capability to heal yourself, and healing comes from you. Okay. And I'm not saying that, you don't change your lifestyle, you don't take medication when needed, you don't take supplements when needed. I'm still a naturopathic, Christian gut health coach. That's one of my main jobs, but, they're pushing it from a New Age perspective.
Right now, we're finding that we no longer have to depend helplessly and hopelessly on everything outside of us. But we have all the resources and all the tools to experience balance and health within our bodies once again.
I don't care what anyone says. All I can tell you is this. It's changed my life so much. It literally saved me.
I said, tell me about your experience. They told me.
Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins and Jason Shurka. And Tony Robbins' new book, Life Force. Oh, wow. So we have the New Age, who has his own allegations, Me Too allegations, the fraudster Tony Robbins, with Jason Shurka pushing the EE system and unified healing. Okay, that's interesting. We see Tony Robbins again.
About a friend of his who had Parkinson's and how they went in for this session and felt better. And after 3 or 4 days, there was no tremor.
Are you ready to...
And we've covered Tony Robbins and Operation Underground Railroad. Let's just forget. He was a major financier of Underground Railroad.
Experience
Operation Underground
what this
Railroad.
Technology has to offer you.
When I came last time, I had split the tendon in my wrist. It was burning all the way up to here. I was unable to move my arm at all, just had to hold in this position. After 4 hours in the energy, I can move my arm and there's no burning.
I am Dylan, I'm 18 years old with autism, and I'm...
Look at all this, Himalayan salt crystal. Yeah, it makes ozone in the air. Not necessarily saying it's witchcraft in and of itself. It just makes ozone. It's argumentative. There's arguments, if someone has asthma, you necessarily don't want to breathe in ozone. Okay. Ozone treatments may have their ability to help people. If there's like ozone debridement in people with, jawbone infections, but whatever, this is the E system machine. Whatever it's doing, just look at the code and look at I don't even know. I can't even begin to break down what this is. Okay. Is it using frequencies? Now, again, you could argue, John, this is completely just pseudoscientific nonsense. It's not doing anything at all. These people believe that they're being healed because it's a placebo. And fine, I understand that. Okay. I'm not going to necessarily say that that's not a possibility. Okay. But I do believe that it's some sort of technology witchcraft. It's some sort of technomancy. And I'm not going to say that there aren't certain, modalities that, you can use to help facilitate healing. It's all up to God's will, whether it's, light machines like a red light, infrared light machine, or an infrared sauna, or, a vitamin D, bulb. Of course, it's better to get it through what God actually created, which is the sun. But, I'm not going to necessarily say in of themselves a cold laser therapy, from a scientific standpoint, that then of themselves are technomancy. Okay. But this machine sure is, and they say it is. Okay, that's the difference.
Senior high school. I am coming here because I seek help with my brain and my communication. Ever since I walk out of quantum healing, my speech is more clearer.
Quantum healing.
People understand me better, and I have a sharper and more focused mind.
Broke 5 vertebrae.
That's Carrie Madej, who claims to be a Christian, who's big part of the natural health grift. Okay, claims to be a Christian. Okay, but yokes herself up with a lot of the New Age doctors. Okay, she claims the EE system is what healed her. Okay, not Jesus, not God, but this EE system. Okay, that should really tell you where her heart and mind and body is.
Hand. I heard them say she's going to be, we think she's going to be paralyzed. I can tell you that the first day spending in the room, I could feel maybe tingling would be a word. And immediately the most tingling would be in the areas where the fractures were.
I don't know what else I would have ever done had I not found this, because I was essentially running into a position where I wasn't going to have much time left.
The EE system, energy enhancement system. Yes, Laura, they want everyone under demonic control.
Hi, I'm Michael Scaler. I'm the CEO of Energy Enhancement System.
Dude, the guy's last name is either Scaler or gave himself the last name Scaler. Okay, for scalar technology, scalar waves, scalar healing, very much new age, very much involved, you could say. You'll see here a lot of alien technology using scalar waves, okay? The dude's making the diamond symbol, and I don't give a lot into people making hand symbols all the time because people may naturally just do that. Maybe they're disclosing something, maybe they're not, but he's opening up with making the diamond signal. And obviously with all of these Hindu, Buddhist idols that he has in the back, the dude's definitely, he's not a Christian. He's not a born again believer. Okay, he is a New Ager, or he follows Buddhism or Hinduism, just based off of all this. And this is the guy who's the CEO of the Energy Enhancement System. Okay, this is what he bases it on. This is his belief system. Okay, it's not from a Christian worldview. Okay, and I understand it doesn't necessarily in and of itself have to be. You can have somebody who, compounds an herb, for example, and, discovers the medical properties of an herb. That's not a Christian. I get that, okay? But you have to realize that this guy's worldview is what he bases this system on, and what they say the system does is what his worldview is based in, okay? You understand? It's not like an atheist or a Hindu is coming up with a new medication, okay, or a new herbal supplement, all right? It's this guy's worldview is what this thing is, okay? There's a difference there.
Or as most of you know, an EE system. So the technology is quite intricate in general, but simple at the same time. The basic scalar theory is opposing electromagnetic fields create a cancellation effect or phase conjugate wave pairs. This is the part that normally goes over people's heads, but you could think about it as two negative things colliding and making a positive. It's a transformational collision of energy that creates kind of implosion, explosion, that creates scalar fields.
I am Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, and I've taught holistic health for over 45 years. And out of my research in applied integrated biophysics, I invented the true bioscalar fusion technology known as the Energy Enhancement System, or the EE system. And it's really developed for enhancing that light force and life force energy.
Oh, there you go. If that ain't demonic and witchcraft, I don't know what is. The yoga pose, the opening of the so-called heart chakra, okay? Yeah, like, come on, people.
The body. Technology has been used to disrupt, destructive, detrimental fields have been used where the body is in constant compensation.
That's true. I'm not going to say that there isn't some negative effects of the non-native EMF radiation that we come in contact with in our everyday life, and it doesn't affect our health of our mitochondria, the powerhouses within the cell. It does, okay? But to sit here and to think that this system's going to counteract that's not right.
Taking all this energy just to cope with a hostile environment, as we've been living in electrosmog, but radiation and EMF, ELF, and a total polluted environment of all the toxins in the air, the food, the water.
There's actually a plethora of different things going on with the technology. So we're utilizing scalar fields, and then we are embedding on those.
Yeah, Carson, for real, it sounds like orgone or chi, or something that Wilhelm Reich would come up with. Yeah, orgone energy, which, in Wilhelm Reich's own writings says it comes from the innocence of children. And Wilhelm Reich was likely a pedophile. You can read Adventures in the book Adventures in Orgasmatron. So, I mean, what does that tell you? Yeah, Carson, 100% demonic power.
Things like
demonic energy.
Biophotonics, which the layman's term would be color therapy. And then what you're seeing scrolling on the screen is actually what we call cellular communication. We're actually trying to talk to your body, talk to your mind, all spheres.
Try to talk to your body, talk to your mind, yoga pose, chakras, spheres. Okay, yeah, this isn't satanic. This is just technology, John.
Your existence to optimize and be better at whole. If you can reach a higher level of anything, then you continue to ascend towards higher and greater things.
I've been ill with chronic Lyme disease for many, many years. My energy level usually runs around 10 to 25% max. After one session in the chairs here, my energy shot up to 100.
I also noticed my blood pressure is now come down and it's within good range. I can extend my asthma medication to every other day.
Shoko had a 4-centimeter inflamed lymph node in his neck, and after 30 hours of sleeping in the system, it was completely gone.
I have genetic skin issues. I've had eczema, dermatitis, and psoriasis, and that has cleared up significantly.
I came the first time post knee surgery, and I came into the healing room, and literally when I left, my knee and the swelling had gone completely down.
It sounds great, right? But what is, if this isn't a placebo effect, if this is real, what is the cost of this? What is the cost of using this technomancy technology? Well, if you're not a believer, the cost could be demonic possession. If you are a believer, the cost could be demonic oppression. Okay, because this is straight up the blending of technology and witchcraft. Okay, now it could not be real. It could be not. It could just be placebo effect, or it could be real, and it's that. And if it's that, will this play into the future beast systems? Longevity, revitalization, the cures will be revealed to the world for diseases. All you have to do is take the mark of the beast, and if you take the mark of the beast, then you'll be healed. Okay? The lying signs and wonders of the Antichrist. Okay? Will this play a role in it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I can tell you one thing. No born-again Christian should be anywhere near this, and nobody, even if you're born again or not, should be anywhere near this. Okay? At worst, it hurts your pocketbook, and it's a placebo effect. That's at best. At worst, demonic possession or demonization. Straight up. Straight up. Okay? As a former New Ager, as a born-again Christian now, I am telling you, this is demonic. And we know that, rebellion is just the sin of witchcraft, because rebellion is, going against God, and witchcraft is going against God's will. Okay? They're both one and the same. So something I found very interesting. Our mission is we intend to use our resources to spread awareness and knowledge of the leading breakthrough technologies and to make them accessible on a global scale. Our goal is to have 500 centers affiliated with the Unified Healing Network by 2025. There's that magical number again. Ding, 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 ding. And to provide free healing to less fortunate countries. 2025. Well, there we go again. 2025, externalization of the hierarchy. Alice Bailey, that was the time period that many theosophists and New Agers and occultists said the externalization of the hierarchy would happen and the New World Order would show itself to the world. Okay? Well, there we have it. Again, their goal is 2025, the magic number. Okay? Let me see if I can find the PDF that they have. I want to find the PDF and go over that real quick. I found it earlier. Is it here? Okay, that's a case study. No, that's not what I'm looking for. It'd be interesting to see who's on the medical advisory board, but that's for another stream. I'm trying to find the actual pamphlet. I found it earlier on their website beforehand. It's sorry I can't find it. Maybe it's in our facts. I wonder how much it costs us for one of those things. I guess they don't tell you unless you talk to them. Oh, I can't find the actual brochure. I had it earlier. Maybe it's here. They had like a PDF that you can look at. Financing and loans to get one. Pricing provided during the application process. They don't even tell you up front how much one of these machines are. All right, that's really about it. I wish I could find. I had the let's see what events they're going to do soon. Is there any events? Guided meditation event, chakra and sound meditation event. Standard New Age, crystal bowls and breath work, unified healing events, and standard New Age events that they're pushing. All right, that's probably really about it. I was trying to find the brochure. I found it somewhere on the website. Let me put on this Burning Man thing real
Tens
quick.
of thousands of people are
It's not just the art.
The idea of bringing the technology as a gift to all the attendees of Burning Man.
Wow, is that Burning Man? Really? Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Let's play this for a minute.
He said, you know what, let's take it a step further. Let's create a custom, one-of-a-kind art piece inspired by EES to really bring an entire paradigm shift to everybody that comes in contact with it. Understanding that through this piece of art, humanity actually has the ability to heal itself. And that's exactly what this is all about.
Is this like a recent discovery?
No, it's been, so it was invented by Dr. Sandra Michaels, which is Michael Scaler's mother, a couple of decades ago. But just in the recent years, we had a lot of awareness around our technology, and we've exploded in the last year.
Wow, they made this huge...
A structure
They made this huge pyramid, and they're calling it the Cradle of Life at Burning Man. Look at the size of this thing. How much money did this cost?
You gotta...
Free spirit and traversing the 3 weeks, a month later.
Look at this thing. They made a giant pyramid that was kind of like a giant... At Burning Man, that was a giant EE system inside a pyramid. Wow. Wow, that's something else, man. That is a lot of money. They're pumping in a lot of money into this thing now, aren't they? And who goes to Burning Man? A lot of technology-centered people, right? And a lot of Silicon Valley elite. That's really interesting that they developed some sort of giant pyramid. They built a Burning Man with one of these machines, in there. I mean, man, I tell you what, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money right there. They got a lot of backing behind them to be able to do such a thing. They think it's going to be all over the world by 2025, so... there's a lot of satanic backing and money, for this. All right, that's all I got. Definitely do not. Definitely don't get yourself involved with Unified Healing. Or any type of their EE system. It's definitely technomancy. It's technological witchcraft. Stay close to the Lord. Stay in prayer. Take care, everybody. God bless you. See you soon. Bye.